This is A-Game. Fast acting, long lasting, with no side effects.
Hey all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. I'm your host, femininity coach, and author of the Crimson Cure, and this is my perspective. So, there's a lot of talk, yada yada, about Macy Gray's very blunt but very honest, non-offensive statement. She basically was a guest on the Piers Morgan show, and he was asking her about how she felt about a number of things, but the thing in question today is that he was asking her about how she felt about trans, quote unquote, trans women being in sports and things of that nature, and what she thought on the whole Tea Party Skittles thing. And she basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the audio of it. Hopefully, there's not a copyright thing going on, but I'll play the audio of it just so you guys can hear firsthand what she said, so I don't have to paraphrase it. And then we're going to come back and we're going to really talk about why this is such a problem. So let me just play the clip real quick. And no, you don't get to look at me while I play the clip. Okay, here we go.
And I will say this, and everybody's going to hate me, but as a woman, just because you go change your parts doesn't make you a woman.
Right.
Sorry.
You feel that?
I know that for a fact. Like, if you want me to call you a her, I will, because that's what you want. But that doesn't make you a woman just because I call you a her and just because you got a surgery.
Because people do feel that there's biological sex and then there's gender identity. That you can identify as whatever you like
in terms
of gender, right? That's the freedom we live in.
Absolutely.
But actually, you can't change the mechanics of biological sex. They are what they are.
Well, just women go through just a completely unique experience, and surgery or finding yourself doesn't change that. Being a little girl is a whole epic book, and you can't have that just because you want to be a woman.
I mean, that.
Okay. So I gave you, let me come back to you guys. So basically, I gave you a little bit more than what some of the other channels gave you. It was actually a longer interview. And there was more to say, but I don't want to, beat it over the head. But the reason why I'm really talking about it is because I do intend on talking about Matt Walsh's documentary, What is a Woman? And her comments are actually really timely. His documentary was really timely as well. And this whole nonsense business of erasing the concept of women to the point where people are unwilling to define what that word is. So in today's society, Macy Gray saying that little something, and it wasn't disrespectful. She wasn't like, oh, I hate, tea parties and yada, yada, yada. Like, it was not hate-filled, although that was the narrative all over Twitter, all over social media, that she's tea-phobic. And I hate that phobic thing. I really hate that phobic thing. Nobody's scared of none of this foolishness. But anyway, that she was being disrespectful. There were a couple of people who actually were part of the community that came out in defense of Macy Gray and was basically saying they agree with her. Like, okay, you can have gender identity and that's fine, but having a surgery doesn't change your biology. It don't change it. It is what it is. Like, you were born when you were born. Now, if you want to be called a woman, you want to live your life as a woman, a man, blah, blah, blah. Okay, we'll respect that. But at the same time, like if you want to be called her, him, whatever, we'll do that just out of courtesy. But never let it be said that we have a misunderstanding about any of this. You are a man. You were born a man, you're going to die a man. Just because you got under these surgeries, which is really experimental. That's the part that they don't say. These surgeries are really experimental surgeries because if you take the whole medical history, the history of modern medicine, the history of surgeries and how they have evolved and things of that nature, a gender reassignment surgery, as they call it, is super new. So it's still in the experimental stage. Them hormones and giving them to you in a prolonged state, giving them to prepubescent or early onset pubescent children and then giving them hormone blockers and all this other kind of stuff, that is experimental medicine. Just understand that you're a part of an experiment. If you come into any psychiatrist's office talking about you suffering from gender dysphoria, you a candidate for this experiment, this type of medical experimentation, from the drugs that you receive down to any medical or surgical procedures that you receive. And so she wasn't, to get back to Macy Gray, she wasn't being disrespectful. She was simply telling the truth. But in this day and age, telling the truth is something that is revolutionary. It is something that is discouraged. It is something that is considered to be hate speech. It is something that is considered to be dangerous. And it is something that considered to be bigoted. Okay. And the reason is something as simple as the defining of what a woman actually is. When that has been the observable and scientific truth since the dawn of mankind, and to now not be able to say that without having the term bigot or you're hateful or you're transphobic or things like that thrown at you, that should let us know where we are in this society, in the delusion that's going on in society. The delusion has reached such a state and a critical level that it's only natural now that truth be brought more to the foreground. And the reason why the truth is so revolutionary and considered to be dangerous in this day and time is because the truth is how one would exit the lost value system. That's how you exit it. You actually, when you deal with the truth, you're dealing with the spiritual value. And what you're doing with it, when you accept a truth, any kind of truth, what you're doing is you are turning the lost value system back around into the 10 life values. That's what you actually end up doing. And that is why the truth is such a dangerous thing, because that's how the lost value system, aka the lost cause, aka the American nightmare, is destroyed. That is how it is destroyed. It's destroyed by truth because it was built on lies. So what's the opposite of a lie? The truth, right? The truth, not my truth and they truth. The truth, the reality of things, right? And so if too many people stop buying into the lies that society was built upon, then the society can't exist anymore. Neither can the system that was built on the lies. All of that stuff falls like dominoes or like a house of cards. This is why they can't allow people to start telling the truth and feel comfortable telling the truth. Okay? Because it's not, quote unquote, time for the society to fall. Right? So the people that this lost value system was designed to destroy would then begin to thrive if the lost value system was destroyed or went away, or if we replaced it with the 10 life values, which would begin with the truth. That's where it all starts. That's where it starts and where everything falls apart. It hinges on the spiritual value and whether there's any truth involved, right? So every truth, every little kernel, every little morsel of truth has to be disrupted. It has to be crushed, no matter whether it's simple or profound. Something and the simplest truth is what's found in nature and biology. Those are the simplest truths, right? Because if you can get people to buy into biological lies, you can get them to buy into any lie. You can tell them any lie now. If you can get people where they've gotten people in this society, this isn't even hypothetical. This isn't hypothetical. We're living here. We're living in a society where people actually are confused on what is a man and what is a woman. Actually can't answer that question, or they can't answer it and be politically correct at the same time, which breeds cognitive dissonance. Okay, that's what people are walking around having to try to merge two opposing thoughts, two opposing things, the truth and then the lie. Because I could say it's biological, but we live in a society where it's wrong to say that gender and sex is actually the same thing. It's actually wrong to say that. And you're disrespecting somebody when you say it. So T.S. Madison had a reaction to what Macy Gray was saying. And basically it was like, he was like, well, screw her. Because you know, she should have said female and yada, 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 you know what I'm saying? Or whatever. All nonsense. Now, this is from a trans woman that still, or I don't know if she still do it, but he made his living off of the toolbox that he ain't about to get rid of. You understand what I'm saying? The prawn, okay? Not about to get rid of that toolbox. Quite proud of the toolbox. Quite well endowed, he said. So he's saying he proud of his toolbox and he ain't about to get rid of it, but no time soon. Okay? So you can't argue about what being a woman is. Because it's like Macy was saying, growing up a little girl. That's a whole thing. Right? Just like I can't identify with being a man. I didn't grow up a little boy. I didn't have none of the experiences that little boys go through in order to reach manhood, in order for me to just now at the finish line usurp manhood and say I'm a man. No, that's not how it works at all. But this is where we are in society, that we believe a lie. We believe a lie. We'll swallow the watermelon whole and convince ourselves we're not going to choke. When all you about to do is, so you're not even going to get it down. But the tide is turning because it has the lies, the delusion, the cognitive dissonance, all of that type of stuff. It's really time for this stuff to fall. It's reached a critical mass. And so now people are tired of the lie, because the other thing that is unique to human beings is no matter where we are or who we are, we actually will gravitate towards the truth. The lies can be fun. Denial of truth, and so that you can enter into a world of chaos, where you can enter into a world where leisure run your world and ain't no limit to it, and you just, you know what I'm saying, do as thou wilt, and let that be the whole of the law. Like this whole society is living up to Aleister Crowley's saying, which is Luciferian in nature. Right? Y'all are living up to that. And while that can be fun, the human spirit actually craves truth. At some point, on some level, we crave reality. Like, it's only so much lies. It's only so much delusion. It's only so much, you know what I'm saying? It's only so much. And then we get tired. It's like, because at the core of you, you know it's lies. Okay? And just like at the core of us, we knew that Black Lives Matter was lying. Black Lives Matter and Patrice Cullors and, all of her little colleagues, we knew that they were lying. And they lied about helping and caring about the plight of Black men, the plight of Black people, and they didn't care about it at all. Once that money started rolling in, it switched real quick. And instead of using the 90 million plus to help the community that they got the 90 million from, they put it in their pockets and skip town. So we have a petition that is designed to hold them accountable. And the link to that petition is in the description box. So please go ahead and sign it. Please go ahead and share it across all of your social media and contribute to it if you can. Also, sound off in the comments section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your host of Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites. Hey guys, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. And if you've got more to say on the topic, leave a comment down below. Also, don't forget to support our sponsor who so graciously supports this channel by clicking the description box and the link for A-Game at agameherbal.com. You can go ahead and get a 10% discount off of your next purchase using the code Kendra10. This has been yet another Crimson Cure production, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.